Hello out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to Paranormally Correct. I'm your host, Sarah, and with me,
Rebecca.
hey, Rebecca. I don't think I did that right, but yeah, we're here. We're here. And yeah, stuff. Uh huh. We have no idea what we're doing tonight, guys. No, that's just me. Actually, Rebecca's totally prepared. I am not. Blame it all on me. All right. So, welcome back to another Paranormally Correct live stream. We're talking about ghosts tonight and viral paranormal videos, spooky things.
And
Yeah.
maybe what to look for when you're trying to legitimize them.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely that too. And probably tons of other crazy, wild, out of control things. Who knows? It's going to be a wild card tonight. We'll see. So,
The madhouse always makes an appearance.
yeah. So, we're going to give everybody a couple minutes to pop in. And we're just going to sit here and chit chat for a little bit. See, we've got some people. Hello in the comment section, people. Give us a sign of your presence if you are here. Say hello. Don't be a lurker like me. I'm a lurker. Don't be a creeper, guys.
Say hi. We don't bite.
Yeah. I don't know. I got the giggles tonight so bad. Oh my God. That's crazy. It is crazy. Have you heard any good paranormal news, Rebecca?
Um, I had something and then I forgot it. Hi, Blair. How are you?
Hello there, Blair. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Red Mask, hello.
That is my husband.
And I don't know if Mofoco is still here. If he's here, he can do another dab for us in the comments,
Yeah.
but he may not be here. So yeah, so tonight, guys, I was thinking maybe we just get on here and all have a nap together. We could just like we could I'll just play some lullabies and we'll all like get on the stream together and like turn on our microphones and we'll just have like a group nap time. We just listen to each other snore
Hey,
and we'll
Cryptid.
let the sounds of one another's breathing lull us off into a deep slumber. Hey,
This
cryptid.
is why jogging should not be allowed. It makes Sarah sleepy.
Yeah, the exercise is what pushed me over the limit of for today.
No more adulting. I can't.
All bets are off for tonight, guys. I've lost it. Oh, all right. Well, I guess let's get serious. We got 5 people. Hello, all 5 of you wonderful, creepy people. Don't be a creeper. Say hello in the comments section. We're going to get started with some screen shares. some, some videos. You got any videos, Rebecca?
No.
No?
Um,
Okay.
I
I've got
saw
a
one
few.
earlier. I was like, you gotta see this one. And then I forgot what it was. It's in that disturbing things found around the internet.
Yeah.
I think it was episode 3, but I
I've
don't
got
remember where in the episode it is.
ooh, yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll have it for another time or something. I've got some videos pulled up. I'm not entirely sure what all of these. Some of them are pictures. I think I don't know. So we're gonna go through them together uh, and figure out if they are real or if they are fake or what they are. There's no way of knowing until we take a look at them. So I'll pull up the first one here. Make sure that I've got this set up properly because sometimes it just isn't for no apparent reason. So this one, what is the backstory on this one? I don't know. This one's a little bit old. Some of these are not super new. This one is from Tony Ferguson, the Ghost Whisperer. Have you ever heard of him?
Mm-mm.
So this came from last summer, so almost a year ago now. Supposedly they got orbs. Ooh, hey
Hi,
sock.
Sog.
It's a jail, I guess, and it's very haunted. And apparently, I don't know if there's like a timestamp. Let me see here, because this may not be the best video. It's supposedly Um, let me pull the picture up first. I don't know. Like I said, guys, tonight's going to be weird because I'm super weird tonight. I have no idea what is going on right now. Yeah. So here, okay. I hate how it's always like it's small, SMOL, small. So
It's
that's
small.
what we're looking for in this upcoming video. Allegedly, it's a female ghost. They say. I don't know how true that is. Um, but we're gonna look for it in the video here. I'll read you some details. Just a second. Let me stop screen. So what is it they say about this? Allegedly shows an apparition. Notoriously haunted prison. Okay, so it was at a prison built in 1779 before closing down in 1927. Bodmin Jail can be found nestled at the edge of Bodmin Moor in Cornwall, England. Or Cornwall, sorry. So that's what we're looking for in this video. Let me just pull this up real quick. Take a look
There's
at
no
it.
background on why a female would have been in there.
I don't know. I think maybe they're being a little overzealous with their assessment of this apparition. Let's see. It says the picture was taken during our last lockdown about 4 months ago in the Naval Wing, which is part of our attraction and now open to the public. I think it is an old woman described as the hag. That's nice. Often seen within the walls of the jail, she doesn't reside in one spot. She wanders through the corridors. So I don't know what their theory is as to why there's an old hag in the jail.
I've been called a hag before, but yeah, so tonight we're going to watch a few paranormal videos and see what we think about them.
Yep, just gonna. Oh, there's an orb. Look, it's a dusty bug.
Dusty bug.
Let's get some sound going here. Oh. Again, I don't know if we have a timestamp in the comment. Oh, okay, yeah. So if I roll the screen, it's going to roll the whole screen for you guys too. So we might have to just skip through it. Maybe we'll spot it quickly or easily. I don't know. Kind of go through here.
I don't know, but there's a freaking lot of bugs in there.
You know, those look like just plain old dust motes to me. They don't really look like, even though that is something that they claimed is that they captured a lot of orbs, but no, I don't think that those are anything spectacular or interesting.
No.
Apparently they do, but I don't.
You keep in mind these are the people that probably watched Most Haunting or Most Haunted when it was still in the air with Derek Acora.
I think I am familiar with that, but I don't think I ever watched it.
Well, here is a brief breakdown. When Jeff and I were first together, he was deployed to Kuwait. And we were both watching the Most Haunted Halloween live special from the Winchester Mystery House. And they were doing the live bleeping of the cuss words, of course. Except they forgot to put one cuss word on the beep list. And it was the way the British say "fucking." So there were "fucking monkeys" on live television.
Oh my god. That's pretty funny.
But it truly did sound like there were monkeys in the other room. It was weird.
Was it paranormal? Like some kind of like
I seriously doubt it. It was disembodied.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was probably a speaker set up in the room opposite.
Well, yeah, but did they claim that it was paranormal?
They had no idea.
When I tell you, I'm not seeing a conducive environment for ghosts here, or at least to have captured one. I don't know where they claim that this entity appears at.
I don't know either.
I wasn't expecting a 20-minute investigation video, you would think that they would be
Not for
like,
that one
hey,
little pixelated image.
yeah, because it's not even like a profound shot of a ghost that we're talking about. It looks, honestly, when I look at that picture, it looks like it's been zoomed in to the point of no return. Oh, here we got a guy swatting at orbs. Get away from me, Satan! Get behind me! What is it they say? The preacher, get behind me, Satan! That's what he's doing right now. He's dusting away the devil with the dirt devil. I told you I'm crazy tonight, guys. I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. So I'm not seeing this ghost.
I'm not either.
I don't know where she's supposed to be. But let me.
Did they have a recap at the end? Maybe.
I don't know. Honestly, just like trying to match up the footage with the still image here. I can't tell where this ghost would be. You would think that they would be like ghosts.
Well, you can kind of see it down there in the other videos to watch there at the right of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of see an area if you can find that little museum plaque or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to be in this video though, so I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. I think I'm gonna call it. I think they didn't catch anything. Period. I think
No.
if I don't think there's anything here. I think if there was, we would have seen something by now. We'll give this one a second to kind of like. Oh, wait a second. Is that what it was?
No, I saw something there. It looks
so if you look in this corner,
strange.
Right around in here, I think this is what they're claiming. Yeah, that looks like it.
Well, it glides. It doesn't bounce like a person would bounce if they were walking.
I wish we could zoom in a little more
Yeah.
here to kind of see.
The lighting doesn't help either. Seems like every light in that place is pointed at the infrared.
Exactly. That's something that, an experienced ghost hunter should know. But I mean, maybe there was absolutely nothing they could do about that. I have no idea. But still, I would have done something differently. I would have at least put the camera someplace else. Oh, it looks like we have an angel from the show Touched by an Angel over here in the corner.
I was thinking it looked like Princess Leia from Star
Wars. It's a R2D2
Help me,
projection.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope.
Seriously though, what is going on over here? Is this supposed to be? What are these people talking about? I think they're crazy.
I have no idea.
They're out of control. Okay, let's just be done with these people because I don't know. I don't know what their deal is, but I don't like it. I'm gonna say
already is going to be pareidolia.
Yeah.
Heaven.
I mean, if looking at that picture again, I'll pull the picture up. It doesn't look like anything but pixels to me, to be completely honest. I mean, just do a little screen share here. And, yeah, it doesn't look impressive at all. I see nothing interesting.
Hi, Free Minds. Glad you can join us.
Welcome to the stream. If you guys are just now tuning in, be sure to subscribe. Oh, Ghost Expert giggles at all the evidence. Well, you know what? It's funny because it's not evidence. When you have to zoom in to the point that the mesh of the image is visible, that's not evidence. Sorry, it's not. And that's what this image looks like when I look at it. It looks like they zoomed in to just pixelation to the point where nobody can really tell what's going on. I mean, of course, sock. That's always an option. Usually screaming and running is what most people do. So,
if I caught it on camera, I'd giggle like a freaking idiot.
Giggle with happiness because it's almost impossible to get a decent picture of a ghost for those of you who are not in the know, it is nearly impossible. So there was a clip came out last year, I think it was. I'm gonna let this ad play before I do a screen share. I'm gonna pull this up. Should be able to hear the audio.
This photo and tell me if you can see anything kind of strange in that top right window. Is that maybe a woman through the window? Not sure. A tourist from Texas was visiting, doing a ghost tour at the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, and snapped these photos. She says she can't explain what happened, but in the first photo, taken at 9:03, she says you can clearly see a woman in the window. Then less than a minute later, she snapped the second photo, and the shape isn't there anymore. Kim Kimberly was visiting with a group of friends when she took those pictures, and she claimed she didn't see anything. Her friends didn't see anything when they were there. But when they looked back on the images on her phone, that's when they saw apparently a woman or girl in that window. In a statement to CBS 4, the Stanley Hotel declined to comment about the images. I don't know.
All right, let's go back to
That
that.
to me immediately is fishy. Immediately.
It looks like a cardboard cutout, doesn't it?
It does. But the Stanley Hotel is notoriously haunted, and they do have ghost tours. In fact, they had them a lot until a few years ago, and then they stopped with the ghost tours because they felt like it was tainting the history of the building, and then they started up the ghost tours again. And any evidence that is ever caught at the Stanley, any that I've ever seen that looked legitimate, they would comment, they would make a comment, and they would say, well, we're notoriously haunted. We have several different people who've caught evidence here. They never outright denied anything.
Right.
And I
So
can see during a ghost tour, if you want people to guarantee that they're going to get some experience, why not hide things here and there for, even the comical haunted house factor of it. Does that make sense?
yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Oh, look what they did,
yeah, a lot of places do that. The Waverly um, in Western Kentucky or
Mhm.
around Louisville, everybody knows Waverly, the tuberculosis hospital. The founder of my first paranormal team claimed that, and I wasn't there, so I can't attest to this, but she claimed that she wandered off the tour one time, and this was many years ago before the place got super popular because they kind of changed their format several times after this. But she claimed that she wandered away from the tour and snuck into a room and found like audio equipment because they basically had the place rigged. Now, something similar happened to me at the Jenny Wiley place that we had an event there, and they've got like a big um, recreation center. I don't even know like what it's called officially, but it's just out in the middle of the woods, and it's got like a big kitchen and dining room, and like a kind of like a giant living room. It's laid out kind of like supposed to be like a house or something, like cozy and comfortable. And we did an investigation there after a convention, and it was like one of those guided investigations where people pay a ticket price, and that after the convention they get to go to the ghost hunters and join in and do these things. Well, they were like broadcasting things like whispery type things through the PA system, and there was somebody sneaking around rolling a ball, and we caught them, me and a couple of people. So yeah, they lots of places will rig things to guarantee an experience. Usually anytime a place guarantees an experience, it's because they've got it rigged.
Yeah. If people are going to pay, they want something. And if they don't get something, they're not going to come back.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it really sucks. I mean, I would rather go and not have anything happen than to go and have something ridiculous.
Me too.
but I guess not everybody feels that way. A lot of people are just in it for like the thrill value, and they don't care if it's authentic. I guess I
Well,
don't
in the age of pure reality everywhere on television, you expect something when you go ghost hunting because of the shows always show they catch something. They don't show you the hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of time spent investigating a place, not finding anything, but still having to go over the evidence with a fine-tooth comb.
know. Mm-hmm.
And it's a mockery when places like this do this kind of thing
Yeah,
to the people
absolutely.
who have been in it, like myself, since I was 11 years old, 33 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely sucks, and I'll tell you, I can't even take this picture seriously,
I can't either.
because I don't know, like, if you can see, the face right here, I think for me is what gives it away. It looks very
Two-dimensional,
one-dimensional.
yeah.
Exactly, because the light disbursement is completely
Mhm.
even. If this were even a person posing as a ghost,
There would be
uh,
depth.
exactly, there would be like, the shape of the face, and obviously there's like a light source pointed at the front of this building.
Mhm.
I don't
You know what
know.
this reminds me of? 3 Men and a Baby.
Yeah. Yeah, the Ted Danson cardboard
Mhm.
cutout.
That's exactly what it reminds me of.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I mean, because it,
If the sheer curtain was in front of you, in front of her, it would look exactly the same.
yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty sad attempt. You would think
Mhm.
they could at least hire an actor to get into costume.
Disappoints me greatly in the Stanley Hotel because that's always been like a bucket list thing for me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's like I didn't even realize it wasn't clicking in my head that the Stanley Hotel. Oh wait, yeah, I know that place.
yeah,
So apparently,
the
guys,
inspiration for The Shining.
yeah. So if you're gonna pay to play at a ghost hunt location, don't go to the Stanley Hotel unless you're into cardboard cutouts. That's a pretty silly one. They didn't even
Yeah,
try. Didn't
no.
even try. What is a CQB hut? Did you see what Sock said? It's hard watching.
Yeah, please be careful, talk.
Yeah, yeah, don't do that. Don't be put yourself in danger here just to, you know, just to chat with us. I wish I'd have grabbed a few TikToks because I still don't have that one, the UFO one that I was talking about last week. And the more I think about that, the more I really want to look at it, like in editing, because that was such a good video. Let me go back and try to find that here in a little bit. All right, so okay, close quarters combat hut. Interesting. Still have no idea what that is. I do not understand. All right, let's pull up another.
He's got a very British sense of humor.
I used to watch a lot of Monty Python.
Oh God, there's two of you.
Don't tell me that you don't love Monty Python.
I love parts. It's like one time a year thing, and then I'm set for a
Is
while.
that's all you can handle is
Yeah,
once a year? But
yeah.
it depends on which Monty Python it is, but I think I could just watch it all the time.
Well, behind the rabbit.
All right.
Jesus Christ. Uh,
Let's see here. All right, let's
that
pull it.
part does make me laugh every time.
I like the one with the bird. This
Yeah.
paddock is no more. It has ceased to exist. So the backstory on this little fella here, a Colombian mayor has posted up a video featuring bizarre footage of an alleged paranormal attack and a clip posted on his Facebook page. And this is kind of old, guys. This is from last fall, I think. Jose Manuel Rios Morales, I'm sorry if I said that wrong, who is the mayor of Armenia, shared footage of a security guard who was allegedly attacked by an invisible entity. Sure enough, the grainy black and white clip does not appear to show something strange going on. In the video, the guard can be seen suddenly throwing himself against a wall before falling to the ground and crawling backwards. So let's see what the hell's going on here. This sounds pretty crazy. Hopefully, it's a good one.
Mayor shared this video of his office where one of his security guard can be seen being attacked by some invisible force. Watch the video.
I'm turning
Now
that
that looked like a Monty Python skit to me.
turn that music off, as that was a little too dramatic for my taste. I don't have any clue what's going on here. What's
I
with
mean, I
the
think they
lighting?
said it. I think they said it in the description. The security guard throws himself against the wall.
Yeah, I guess it's like I don't. I'm trying to see like. I don't know. Just stuff like this makes me lose faith in humanity a little at a time. It's chipping away. Like I don't know. I told you I don't know. Some of these videos are going to be a surprise to both of us. Like, well, to all of us even, because yeah, Rebecca will be surprised too, and not just me. I'm not the only one here who's going to be like, "What the hell is this?" I don't know. Did you see anything paranormal? Because I sure didn't.
No. No.
I love that for us.
Well, I mean, I'd rather somebody be honest and show me that something's fake than for somebody to try to, you know, pull a fast one on me.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be nice to once in a while get to see like a cool paranormal video that's not like a giant load of horse shit? Like that's what I want out of life. I want to see authentic ghost evidence just once in a while. Just once ever so often would be nice. And it's never going to happen because it's all baloney.
Something that's not dusty bugs or pixelated to the point that you can't tell it's a football outside or something.
I know. It's like, what happened since the like 2020? Like everybody, I don't know. Like, did everybody scare the ghost away because everybody was home too much? I don't know.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Crazy.
I think the world ended in 2012, like the Mayans said it was going to, and then we're just in a simulation.
You know, there's a theory going around on the internet about that and about how we have like the wrong date, like we're living by the wrong date, but one particular country overseas somewhere, I can't remember which one, they have the correct date. And by real calculations, the world actually did end in 2012, like the Mayans said, except 2012 was actually our 2020. Have you ever heard about that?
No, but bring it on. Bring it on.
I might pull that up here in a second. Actually, we might take a look at that tonight because I don't know what to make of it. It's an interesting theory and it's fascinating, and I really like the thought of it. You know, but I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's full of crap.
I know there are people that they don't run on the what is it called, the Julian calendar? Gregorian?
Maybe?
I don't know.
There
are still people rooting for the asteroid.
Yeah.
Julian, the Julian calendar.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about calendars, so I'm not.
Well, Julius Caesar had to change everything to suit himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that meant, naming a month after him and making time for that month in the year and
Yeah,
whatever.
of course. So this next clip is, we see a lot of these. I have no idea why, but I feel like I see these nonstop. And it's always like some pub security cam from England. Have you ever noticed this by any chance?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of these. I've done these before when we do like paranormal roundups and stuff like that. There's a ton of these, and I'm starting to wonder, like, it's a little fishy. What's going on in England? Are they all just like, is this like a trend where it's like just see what kind of creepy pub video you can fabricate, what kind of hoax you can put out there? Because there's too many. There's just entirely too many. So
Well,
apparently there's a poltergeist in this pub. Apparently we're going to see something happen. My guess is glass is going to fly off into the floor, or a tail's going to flip over or something. Um,
is that your cat?
do you hear
Otherwise,
him?
yeah. Otherwise, that pub has got, there was the chair moving.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
pub's got a cat.
So right there, guys, there's our paranormal evidence, because ghosts have nothing better to do than pull chairs
And the problem with
across.
that is, in the direction it's being pulled, you cannot see the bottom of that bar. You cannot tell there isn't somebody laying there with a monofilament line pulling that chair toward you. That is my problem with videos like this.
Well, I mean, and think about it. Why would a ghost not have anything better to do?
Well, England is a very, very old place. So
It
I'm not
is.
discounting that, yeah, it may have some hauntings.
Oh, absolutely.
Some of those pubs go back generations. And I'm not saying that, Bob Crikey down the way can't haunt his favorite commonplace pub after he dies, but I would have been more convinced of this if it was going in a direction that I could see there was nobody there.
Right.
If you gave me this angle and then an angle facing the exact opposite direction.
This video got ratioed all to hell. Look at this. There's over 14,000 views and only 4 likes.
Wow.
That's sad.
That is sad.
No, I can't watch these videos without thinking, like, okay, if there's a ghost haunting this location, they really don't have anything better to do than tug on a chair. Like, they really don't have anything better to do than scoot one bottle across the bar. I just feel like if there's, that, because I've been a ghost hunter for a long time. In order for some type of entity to interact with something that much, I feel like it takes a lot of their energy or something. Like, it's not common, right? When you find a place that's incredibly active, you don't just like see things scoot across tables or see chairs scoot across the room. That's not how ghosts interact with people. So why? What is the logic behind this? No, I feel like this is the logic of people who want to hoax videos. Like, ooh, a chair moved by itself. I mean, why would a ghost do that? I don't know.
Or the pub is going under and they're trying to drum up patrons, or they're
That's
trying to
probably
drum up
likely.
paranormal investigators. And you also have to keep in mind England's
Aliens.
different. Their main news publication it seems like they don't fact check anything.
Yeah.
And they post, I have Prince Andrew's love child or whatever without even researching anything.
Yeah.
And their tabloids are awful over there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, they do have some wild tabloids.
I mean, I'm not saying they're gullible, but they play into it, and their actions legitimize these people who are faking stuff.
Yeah.
And they know it. It's like they live in their own little world.
So let's see. The next one. This one, I've seen this one. This one's from March of this year. This one, let me just show it to you before I give you any opinions on it. I don't want to sway anybody's opinions like it's going to, but you know, here we go. Let's just watch this one real quick.
These boots are made for walking.
So I do like that they did zoom in right around here.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about it?
Did you see what Jeff had to say?
Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah. There is such a abrupt cut at the end of that. I don't know. That seems incredibly staged. And to me, the cats were not reacting to it. That one cat was reacting to the other cat. Okay, can we play that back again so I can watch the cats?
Yeah.
Animals are such a good judge of supernatural stuff.
So the cat does react a little bit. Right there, you know, you can kind of see that they get a little bit spooked. I wouldn't say that this is anything abnormal for cats. Like, in fact, I have a little story time about cats getting spooked over nothing at all, pretty much, to go along with this. So I don't think that this is paranormal. Of course I don't. I'll tell you why I don't think this is paranormal. Number one, this is another situation where the camera is pointed exactly where it needs to be pointed.
Right.
This is something that, like, you guys are probably getting sick of hearing me say this over and over and over. It is kind of a dead giveaway. Like, if you're going to hoax something, a lot of people don't think about where they're pointing the camera. They just, what they're thinking is like, oh, I want to make sure that I get my hoaxy thing captured in frame. I want it to be, you know, visible. I don't want it to, you know, don't cut off any edges. We want to be able to see it good. So they'll accidentally overlook the fact that they are centering the activity. So first things first, the activity is centered, which is a very bad sign. Now, it's not always a problem, but 99.9% of the time, it's a problem. Number two, because this is a home security camera, we have the nighttime problem. And this is something that is really irritating about these types of cameras. They glitch, you know, they're pretty glitchy. The quality has come a long way. The technology has come a long way. But, you know, even in this, you can see, like, when they get, let's see. So, like, you see how I kind of have, let me put it in slow mode. Slow it down so that you can kind of, so you see, we have like, okay, right here. So you see this spot. There's a spot right there, right? Then there's movement right here. And then there's a trail right here. Okay, what's happening here is there's not enough light passing through this hallway. Whether it's, you know, just external light from maybe like a TV or a lamp or whatever, or maybe it's even like the infrared light on the camera. There's not enough light making it into the hallway to allow the camera to recognize the entire object. So what you end up with is, because a human body is, it's three-dimensional. So the closest, the lightest parts of the body, which would be this spot right here, right,
Right.
is catching the light. So then you end up with a situation where you've got kind of like a broken shape or a broken figure, and you'll end up with a trail. So now I will say that it is interesting. It is interesting that when this thing does come into better view, this right here is kind of neat, because it seems like whatever it is it's kind of the opposite of what I just said. So it's exposed well enough that the camera can see it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So then let's let it play for just a second. So you see it starts to break up a little bit. And then I think the next thing that happens, I'm pretty sure it just disappears altogether.
Right. It's just such an abrupt cut whenever it's gone.
Yeah. So that happens a lot. It happens with like my doorbell camera stuff. Like we have, the neighborhood's full of like cats and stuff. Like people put their cats out at night, and like a cat will show up on the camera and then it'll vanish right in the middle of the clip. And it's just because the camera is like either dropping frames or the camera just cuts off. Like there's a multitude of just technical reasons of why the camera would just stop picking up the object all of a sudden. And it's not at all paranormal. It's just the way the camera works. It's not anything interesting to even go into detail about. The only thing about this footage that makes me question my own analysis of it is the fact that at one point it is pretty well lit. But I feel like there's some pareidolia here. I don't feel like what we're seeing, because it kind of looks like a head right there and like the shape of a body.
I see like dropped pixels.
Yeah. So there's definitely the camera's having trouble finding the darks and the lights and stuff like that. It's just kind of a mess. Honestly, if I captured this, I don't think that I would come out with it as any type of paranormal evidence, just because it's too problematic. It's got too many issues. There's too many reasons that this is probably a person, like there's no specific point where it's like, oh, wait a second, this is significant. Like this could be evidence. Like it's just one of those things where it's like, there's too much going on here. There's too many issues. There's too much of this trail right here. See, another thing too, is like this trail, I feel like would probably, and now I haven't seen that many ghosts on, like CCTVs or whatever. But I feel like if it were an entity, we wouldn't have a trail.
Right.
Because in my experience, paranormal entities usually produce light. I don't know how, I don't know why, but they produce something that makes them easier to. I know you guys can probably hear Bean screaming at the door.
Yeah, I do.
He's wanting in the computer room really bad. He's like, he feels neglected because there's nobody in there to play with him or hold him or whatever. So he's going to scream at the door.
Well, let him in.
He will flip the computer over. He'll shred the curtains, the green screen. It'll be a big disaster.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's rotten. He's spoiled rotten. He hates it when he gets ignored. But so that's just like a quick rundown of my thought process when I watch this. I will say, if I had to give it like a rating of how interesting could this be on a paranormal scale, I don't know, maybe a 1.5 out of 10, just because of that shot right there. But I think it's staged, because going back to the fact that this camera is centering this, and the whole thing with the cats too, like the cats freaking out and getting scared and running away. My cats do that they spook each other and they pounce on each other and stuff. And like sometimes when they're up to no good, like if they're, going to do something that they know they're not supposed to, like
They
steal
get
a corn
jumpier.
cob. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if they're going to steal a corn cob off of the stove, they do it real sneaky,
You say this like it's personal experience.
Yeah, do you remember the time I was like, "Oh my god, Bean just came running through the house with a corn
I do.
cob in his mouth?" Yeah, he literally fished a corn cob out of hot water and took off with it. It was a disaster. But like last night, for example, I was walking through the house and I was getting ready to get in the shower. And so I was gonna go turn the air conditioner up because I freeze. I'm like always cold. And as I walked through the hallway, I don't know what they were doing because my back was turned to them. All of a sudden, I just hear toenails just going crazy, and then I'm like attacked from behind, and I'm like screaming, "Oh my god! Oh my god!" And one of the cats used me as a springboard, and like there was blood just going everywhere. It was freaking insane. And I'm like tore all to pieces. Like, and I have no idea why. So sometimes cats just do these types of things. Like, where's it at? Like, right here. Like, when these two cats get spooked, cats do that. I don't know why. They're crazy and out of control and they do what they want. And
They're little aliens. They're
They
they're
are.
our alien overlords.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I
They
didn't tell you. I almost karate chopped a dog in the middle of the night last night.
Oh, God.
I had taken Callie out and we walked down the alley because that's where she likes to be. And I hadn't seen her puppy all evening. Well, he's not a puppy anymore. He's grown. He's bigger than she is. But hadn't seen him all evening. He wasn't there when we first went out. And I'm down this dark alley and I hear these feet just banging against the ground. The first thing that popped into my head was that creepy video that I took. And I was like, oh my Lord, the dog man's going to get me. And I turned around with my hand up ready to slap the hell out of something. And it was a dog. So it was amusing.
We
4
should
o'clock
share
in the
that.
morning. I didn't want to wake the neighbors.
Yeah, Judy Chop and Ninja
Yeah.
Kick. Does anybody here remember the West Virginia Ninja? Give it a Judy Chop and a Ninja Kick.
Oh, what? Oh.
I still love to Judy Chop things from time to time myself. Let's see. So the next one we got, this one's recent too. This is from April 6th, is when this video hit the airwaves. And I remember seeing this one and I was like, should I talk about this one? Maybe I should. So I think now is definitely the time. A homeowner has been left terrified to enter her own basement after capturing something strange on camera. Do a little screen share. Well, actually, let me read it to you first. It'd be easier that way. I wish I could do both at the same time, but I don't have enough hands and brains. Unfortunately, I only got 2 hands and 1 brain, but if I could double it, we could do better here. 45-year-old Kathy Gallagher, I don't know how you pronounce her last name, who hails from, we're going to just say Ontario, Canada, because I can't pronounce French, first moved into her home back in October 2018 and quickly began to experience unusual occurrences such as objects moving on their own and sightings of shadowy figures in the darkness. One incident, however, has spooked her for something or another. Okay, so let's pull up the screen share. Let's just get to it. Let's stop reading and watch some ghosts. This one, I think, as best as I can remember, was kind of interesting. Maybe it's crap. We'll see. Another cat. We got some spooky dolls. That's her problem right there, is all them creepy dolls.
Yeah, nope, right out, cat. Just like that. Just nope, right out.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys see it, but right here is what they're kind of thinking is paranormal. So there's like a very faint let's do a. Maybe this will make it a little easier to see.
Yeah, I see it.
So it's right there. Hopefully you guys can see that. I don't know. They say that they believe there's like a dark mist emanating from her mother's old dolls and spooking the cat in this video. The bigger doll had some gas station sushi. Alrighty, Sock, I see you. Okay, Cryptid. Yeah, I meant to email you back earlier today and I got totally distracted. So sorry about that. But yeah, I'll check my email here in a little bit. So again, with these weird videos that people put on the internet, I don't know. What do you think about this?
I think a lot of things. First, if your basement is enclosed like that, why do you have a camera?
Yeah.
Second, that could be a very small bug on the camera lens itself. I don't know. I see that it looks like you don't see anything at first.
Yeah.
It comes in right there.
You know, it looks to me like, what is this thing right here? Do you see that? Is that like a crucifix?
A cross, yeah. Looks like it.
I don't know. I would have to like pull this up in Premiere.
I don't know. That is odd.
It looks like, I don't think that it's like After Effects. I think that there is there's some baloney going on here. I think this is staged, most likely. That's my first thought. But I don't think that it's like digitally manipulated. Let me watch it again.
That does look like a fog machine now that Red says that.
Fog machine for Halloween? Yeah.
Because it comes out in two distinct areas.
It does.
That are
And that's
hidden
why,
behind the cross.
yeah, that's why I'm wondering, like, what is that crucifix doing there? Or is that even a crucifix? Or is it some kind of pipes? Or, like, is it a tube? Like, what is this? I think if we could tell what this object right here is, we could probably debunk this pretty easily. If I thought I could screen share my Adobe Premiere real quick, I would probably pull that up. Because this is an interesting video, but is it paranormal? I don't think so, because again, this is another one of those videos where it's like, I'm going to be smart and put the camera exactly where it needs to be. I mean, like, just think about all of these people out there in the world just psychically knew exactly where to put a camera at exactly the right time to capture the exact right footage. You know what I mean? Like, it's so convenient. But I feel like there's something emitting smoke. Like, I don't know.
Very briefly, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
and the underside of that table is blocked by the chest the dolls are sitting on and a vase that is suspiciously close.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a puff of some kind of smoke, but I can't tell where it's coming from. It just looks like it's coming from underneath.
And that's something physical that a cat would react to, especially if they're not used to it being there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it does look like it's just a cross. But I don't know, there's something about the way it's laying. It looks like there's something underneath it. If you look at the baby doll on what would be the left-hand side of the screen, you can almost see something underneath it. and it looks like they pulled the doll's clothing to just cover up that little gap there.
Yeah, I think somebody has set up some type of gadget or device or something that puffs smoke. I mean, I know
Now,
that
if that happened
sounds
at the
ridiculous.
exact center of the room, I would question it. But things are like suspiciously tight in that corner of the video.
Yeah, I mean, and like, why is the camera in this room? Like, what? Okay, let's forget for a minute that there's allegedly haunted farting dolls, right? Like,
Right.
what is the camera pointed at? What was the purpose? Like, would you put a camera there? And if you would, why would you put it there? Like, it's not
Well, you're in
close
a
to an
basement.
entrance.
It looks, are those two things to either side of the television on the wall, are those windows?
They might be, but the camera's not even pointed at the windows.
Right. If you were going to put a security camera in your home to watch for an intruder that might come through the windows, I would center on the windows. Would you?
Yeah, I would definitely, the thing that I felt like could cause the most compromise to my home or my pets is what I would put the camera on. So, like me, for example, I have a little robot camera that I can actually drive from my phone. I can drive it around in the floor and play with the cats, from wherever I'm at.
I didn't
And
need to know that existed because now I got to have it.
yeah, they're awesome. You really should get one. It's like the greatest thing in the world, and it like yells little phrases and stuff. It's super cute. I've got one like I've got it sitting similar to where I used to have my old one before it died. And I've got it positioned to where when I turn the camera on without even having to move it, I can get the biggest, widest view of the bulk of the house. So I can see like the entrance hallway, I can see the living room, and I can see the kitchen pretty easily. Which obviously there's a glass sliding door in the kitchen. So, I obviously this one will move around. It's mobile, so I don't have to worry about one static position. But it's pretty much in the same spot as my old one, so that I can keep an eye on the exits and entrances to the house. This camera is pointed at those dolls.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pointed at the dolls. So again, this is another one of those situations where it's like, well, you gave yourself away pretty quickly. We didn't even really need to see the alleged activity. Whatever. People need to start thinking this through. Like, if you want to do a good hoax, you got to make some things believable. You got to make it to where it seems reasonable. And that would be my advice to hoaxers. Because
mine would be stop, because you're messing up the paranormal field.
Yeah, they're never going to stop though. So if they're going to keep going, they might as well make good hoax videos. That would be nice. That would be exciting. At least give me a challenge for debunking these. At least challenge my skills to keep me good and sharp. But nope. It's just all downhill. So the next one is actually a picture. Pull up a little picture here, show it to you guys. This is not a great picture. I'll just tell you right now, it's really not. It's not that impressive. And it's really quite dark, so you may not be able to see it that well. Also, I don't think I can zoom in much more than that, so hopefully it's not too small on the screen. An alleged apparition has been caught on camera in the woods, thought to have once been frequented by Robin Hood. So this is the ghost of Robin Hood, maybe? There are a few forests in England as famous as Sherwood, the home to the legendary and mostly fictional Robin Hood and his band of merry dingbats. It doesn't say that. I just ad-libbed that part.
There is an enormous fucking tree in the middle of that place, though. For real, it's cool. Go look at it.
I'll look it up. So this is from this year, I believe. So it's relatively recent. Oh yeah, it's from like the end of March. It says they captured this at 11:30 at night. It was pitch black dark out. The image allegedly shows what they believe to be a hooded figure ghost. They think that it may be one of Robin Hood's merry men.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, uh, you know what it looks like to me? It looks like cigarette smoke, but this is like it's. I don't know. It's just
Was this
so
taken on trail cam? Was it taken?
they didn't designate what kind of camera they captured it with. Um, I'm assuming from context clues that somebody actually shot the picture, so probably a DSLR or a cell phone, but I'm not entirely sure because it doesn't really say.
So pitch black, and it looks like they had a flash on it because the ground
Yeah,
is illuminated somewhat toward the bottom of the frame.
it is, and you can see that the trees got a little bit of light against it as well. Um, I don't. It looks like it's really cropped, like a real close tight crop too.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't like when people send me cropped pictures. Like, I want to see the whole picture. I want
Right,
to see the paranormal object in question inside of the original picture.
right,
I want to be able to see what you were pointing the camera at. All the other details. I need to be able to see where there's light sources, where there
right.
might be people, shadows. Like, there's a multitude of things. So, like, if you know, if anybody has paranormal pictures and you're thinking about sending them off to get them analyzed, don't crop them. You wouldn't believe how many people do that, like crop and zoom and crop and zoom. And it's like, just stop, send the original picture. If there's something in it, we will see it, we'll find it. But if you send a picture that's been cropped this much, there's no way to definitively say what this is because there's no context clues.
It does kind of look like what a fingerprint would be like on a lens.
I don't think it does
You don't?
because it's bright. What this looks like to me, like, you know, you can see the pixels. They're so light compared to everything else. But again, here's where this crop thing becomes a problem. When I look at paranormal evidence, if it's like, we'll say in this circumstance, we have an alleged entity that's super bright compared to the rest of the picture. Well, if I have the other parts of the picture around it that
You
I can
could rule
compare the
out light
brightest
sources.
parts, like I need to be able to compare the brights to the brights and the darks
Right.
to the darks. So I can't really say what's going on in this picture because the only other thing that's remotely close to the same brightness is this patch up here on the tree, but it's cropped, so I can't see it. So this is really like I can't analyze this picture because where's the rest of the picture? You
Right.
know, I need the rest of the picture.
The rest of the picture that is presented to us has a lot more warm tones to it than. Am I seeing that correctly?
I mean, the ground, it's definitely, you know, like nothing really is lining up here. And it's, again, there's just not enough because, like, 75% of the picture is just solid black, right? And then we only have a couple of brighter objects, none of which we can really see well enough to compare to this. But what kind of makes me feel like that this is, you know, something explainable is how pixelated this bright spot is here. And it just kind of seems like, you know, what if somebody was shining a flashlight and it hit, I don't know, some object in the distance and the picture snapped it just right. Like there's so many variables here. You just can't analyze a picture like this.
If you look, it's right at the edge of the light. It could be the side of a stone marker
Yeah, it very well could be.
that they just barely caught the stone in the light.
It could be. Yeah, because it does look like an object that light is bouncing off of.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, we don't have enough to go off of here.
That was
So,
my first thought whenever the picture popped up on camera. It looked like a headstone to me. And then you started in about it was in Sherwood Forest. I don't think there's any headstones in Sherwood Forest.
the resolution on whatever this object is doesn't really match
Right.
the resolution here. So that kind of makes me think that maybe it's not an object. Um, I don't know. There's just
I
not
don't
enough
know.
here.
There's not enough to go on.
Yeah. Which really sucks because, I mean, if you do really catch something, you want there to be enough evidence for somebody to verify, like, oh yeah, there's definitely enough here to call this paranormal. But so don't crop your pictures, don't zoom and crop. That's the worst thing you can do. Always keep them fully intact so that people like me can look at it, because you may not know what we're looking for, but we know what we're looking for. And also, if there are other pictures to go along with pictures like this, that definitely helps tremendously.
For me, I like to take the first two before it and then the first two after it.
Yeah.
And use those whenever I examine a picture.
Yeah, that's always a good idea. Um, yeah, there's no other details about this, unfortunately. I was hoping maybe there were some extra pictures that could be found online about it, but I don't really see anything. No. So inconclusive, but I would say that it's probably not paranormal, honestly. It doesn't really look paranormal to me.
No.
When is the last time you had a real video? Um, let's see. God, I don't even know.
I'll check.
Probably, like, if you're going by my YouTube channel, it's been a long time, Sock. It really has. Like, it's so uncommon to see solid, good evidence pop up on the internet. It's like, I mean, it's pretty much never happens. So I'm looking real quick to see, too, like, I'm gonna say, like, that Montana trail cam video that I did, that one was pretty neat. That one was pretty neat. Now, uh, is that one definitely paranormal? I don't know. Like, you never know what people are capable of. Sometimes people come out with interesting stories or pictures or videos, and they seem unassuming and they seem like the kind of people who would be believable. And then, if you knew them in real life, you'd be like, oh yeah, they hoax things all the time, they're a big prankster or whatever. So it's hard to say for sure. But the trail cam, Montana trail cam, was a pretty good clip. And then I want to say before that, the Twitter UFO, that was a really good clip. That was from last year, I think. Nobody ever figured out about Jetpack Man. I never heard any updates about that whatsoever. The video.
I forgot you reacted to Huff Paranormal.
Yeah, we could do it again tonight if you want.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Check in on
His
him.
devices are interesting, to say the least.
Yeah,
But
they are.
even he discounted his own devices and said that he felt that the specifications with which he built them came from something that he probably shouldn't have been listening to.
What what do you mean by that?
He claims he's a very religious man, and I'm not going to discount Steve Huff. He's been in the field for a long time. His ghost boxes, the design of them were guided by the voices that he communicated with through them. And he chose to think that it was angelic communication.
Mm-hmm.
And then he felt like he was being deceived the whole time. And he said, I'm not going to make any more. And he shut down production on them. And he shut down his videos for a while. And then he came back and he had started reviewing other ghost boxes. I don't know. I haven't looked at his stuff in a long time. So I don't know what exactly he's up to. I don't know if he's building ghost boxes still, or if he's gone back to it, if he's done something different, if he's still reviewing. But man, they are something else, and I don't really know what to think about them. It'd be real easy to, reverb and reverse things and hear audio pareidolia. But then I've seen it used by other people, and it was scary accuracy in the answers. So I have no idea what to think about it.
I don't know either. I can't really. I haven't watched many of his videos. I think the bulk of what I have seen from him specifically is what I reacted to. Like that's the most that I've really ever seen from him. So I don't.
I think it's disrespectful when he makes the videos of the celebrities that just died.
Yeah, it's weird.
And says that he's communicating with these people. You don't know that.
Yeah.
And just because it sounds like them, I mean, if you truly believed that you had created a device that could communicate with the dead, why can't you put into account that you might be getting responses from a side of the paranormal you don't want to get responses to?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It just feels icky to me when people like earlier we're talking about the psychic twins. Like, I don't know if you ever watched them enough to see.
No.
They did a Jean Benet Ramsey video one time, and oh my god.
I could go on for hours about who I think killed that poor girl, but we won't, because in the end, that's a child that was killed.
Yeah. Well, and the worst part about what the psychic twins did when they did their video on her is one of the twins, and I don't know which one is which, honestly, but she actually started speaking in like a little bitty high pitched voice the whole time, and she's like, I was murdered. And it's like, holy shit, lady, this is too much. Too much. Too far. Like, did anybody else see this? Because it made me super uncomfy.
No, but you just telling me about it makes me super uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was gross.
I don't want to communicate with any kid. I don't think that many children are going to be left behind on a spiritual plane at all.
Yeah.
I think children are so innocent. They're going to be taken to a better place. So, I mean, if you hear a kid in your house, my first thought isn't that's a kid haunting your house. That is a deceptive spirit that is trying to get your sympathy.
Yeah. Most likely.
That's just my thought.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I've run into a few possibly child spirits. We had an incident on one investigation that I wish I could remember all the details of it. It was super strange. And some kid had, been in an accident on a skateboard, and the skateboard was like part of like a little memorial thing that this other kid had in the house. And like we got some clues and evidence here and there that kind of eventually led us to think like, oh God, is that who we're talking to? I think I lost Rebecca. Oh no. Hang on a second, guys. We're having a technical difficulty. Hang on just a second. Let me see what's going on here. This is weird. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. I'm gonna drop this other because you're in here twice now for some reason. I'm gonna drop it. If it kicks you, come right back, okay?
Okay.
Wait. No. Don't do that. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it because I don't know what's going on, but we're having a little bit of a technical issue here, so hopefully it doesn't get any worse. Sock, I want to respond to something that you said. Let me put it up on the screen. So I have over the years found obviously numerous videos and things like that that were absolute baloney. I have also found a handful that I believe are completely authentic. I don't know if you watch anything other than the streams. Like I know a lot of people who come to the streams don't actually watch the pre-recorded produced videos that I upload. I can pull up a few if you want, and we can kind of talk about those because I have found a few, that I like one shadow ghost in particular. Somebody, I can't remember now if it was a video or just a picture, but I feel like they captured an authentic shadow person. And the people who captured this image actually ended up in the comment section of that video. And I don't think they were too happy about me sharing my commentary on their image, but unfortunately, it's just how the internet works, isn't it? So, but yeah, I wasn't shit talking them. I was actually giving them a very high compliment by confirming that yes, I believe that their footage was authentic. And I can actually, you want to pull that up? We'll just pull it up and look at it real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you know which one I'm talking about, Rebecca?
I think I do.
Okay.
Ow.
Let me go find that real quick. It was a pretty solid picture or video. Like I said, I can't even remember now if it was a picture or video. No, it was a solid picture. Yeah. Put this off the screen. Screen share real quick. I don't know what it is with me tonight. I am so low energy. I am struggling to hang on. Sorry if I'm boring you all to death. All right, I'm going to play this video. Skip through a little bit. Well, just a second. Welcome back to Paranormally Correct. We've got another ghost picture to look at today. I'm calling this one the hallway ghost. So here's
Remember this, yeah.
This picture, and I'm just taking this straight from a website. I'll link it in the description if you want to check that out. So here we go. An investigation of a reportedly haunted residence in Sacramento recently yielded some intriguing evidence. Paul Dale Roberts and colleagues from Halo Paranormal Investigations headed out to the home of Shula Jackson on the weekend after being asked to help look into reports of paranormal activity. Jackson, who lives at the property with her husband and 3 children, had been plagued by unexplained occurrences that have included waking up to see an old man standing over her bed, hearing strange knocking sounds, and encountering smoke and black orbs in her home. Over the course of 2 one-hour investigations at the property, Paul and his team reported a significant amount of unusual activity, including sightings of a shadowy figure. Perhaps most intriguing of all, however, was a photograph taken by investigator Angela Chestnut, which shows what the team claims is an actual shadow person standing at the end of the hallway. But is this really a shadow person? We're going to figure it out, and we're going to start by making some observations. The first thing you probably notice in this photo is that there's a lot of overexposure and underexposure. So, a lot of really bright lights and really dark shadows. The entity in question is pretty heavily concealed in shadow and subsequently the darkest points of the photo. So the first thing we want to do is brighten the photo up some and take another look at it. And once we do that, a lot more detail and a whole lot more clues are going to be revealed. Okay, I just want to interrupt myself real quick. This feels weird streaming myself like this, but this is actually a pretty good illustration of what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about comparing brights to brights and darks to darks, because to me, that's 9 times out of 10, that's a dead giveaway with a paranormal picture. And Sock, you need to be watching some of the produced videos that I upload. He says he's never seen this one. I actually have a few like this that where I talk about cases that I firmly, truly believe are legit. And this picture, I truly believe, is an authentic shadow person. Do you guys want to keep watching it? It's only like 8.5 minutes. I don't know if you want to go like watch the original video. I mean, Rebecca, what do you think?
It's completely up to you. I find it fascinating to watch you analyze a picture in Photoshop because I don't have the Photoshop food that you do anywhere near it. So I learn things when I watch it.
Yeah, I guess we'll play it a little bit because it does kind of coincide with some of the stuff we are talking about a minute ago with the other alleged paranormal captures. And since Sock has never seen it, and Sock, let me tell you what, you better go find this video and click the like button since I'm showing it to you. So
she is personally curating it to you tonight. So it's extra special.
Exactly. Observation number 1, the scale and dimension of the entity becomes more clear. Observation 2, we can see that the entity is probably mostly opaque, at least it looks that way. And observation 3, now this one's a little bit trickier. You kind of have to know what you're looking for a little bit with photos like this. And if you look really close, you can see it. There are some artifacts in this photo, namely some blue streaks and some red splotches. And these are very important, so make a mental note of them, and we'll come back to them and this information in just a minute. Before we do that, I want to ask you guys, what do you think about this photo right now, looking at it here the way it is? Leave me a comment and let me know. Okay, so there are 2 things we know about this photo at this point. Number 1, it's not the shadow of one of the investigators. You can kind of see which direction the shadow is running in the picture. So this one's a little bit of a no-brainer. So there's most likely no way that a shadow projected at that angle from one of the other investigators at the end of the hall, or even if they were standing in one of the rooms, it's not a shadow for sure, because again, look at the direction the shadows are running in. Number 2, and this is definitely the most important one, this is not digital manipulation. Whatever this thing is, it was in the photo when the camera shuttered, and it's a whole lot darker than the rest of the shadows in the other parts of the picture. And here's how we can tell. Going back to the blue lines and the red splotches, did you know that in digital photography, artifacts like this don't just happen for no reason? There's actually a really specific reason for these types of things, and the blue line in particular. Being that the blue lines or streaks, whatever you want to call them, intersect with the darkest section of this photo, we can tell immediately that whatever this entity is, it's so dark the camera couldn't calculate it, basically. And based on the kind of camera you're using, because this will vary a little bit from camera to camera for a whole lot of factors that aren't really all that important right now, some cameras won't be able to see certain areas of a composition well enough to expose them properly. And a lot of times we end up with dead pixels in the image because there's just not enough visual information for the camera to properly expose all parts of the image. So essentially, the blue spots are telling us that there aren't enough values in this image because certain pixels were pushed way beyond their limit. It literally can't see what, is in this part of the shadow. And when the photo was shot, this entity was so pure dark, maybe a little bit in part because of the shadows in the hall, maybe not. But the black information was lost along the way. So anywhere that you see these blue lines in a dark spot, it means that there's loss of dark value. And hopefully that makes sense. I hope that I'm explaining this clearly and concisely so that you know what I'm talking about. Incidentally, the red splotches, they're kind of the opposite because they're indicative of loss of highlight area detail. And we have that in this photo too. However, if you see a blue streak in a bright area of a photo or a red one in a dark area, that's a whole other story, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Anyway, I think the best way to demonstrate this, if you guys don't mind, I would like to make my own shadow ghost in a dark hallway as close as I can get it with stock images. So let's do that real quick, and then we're going to compare the two pictures, and hopefully that will kind of help you see what's going on here. All right, so this part is just me trying to imitate that image, and you'll see, it's I feel like, I don't know, this was a quick Photoshop job, but at the same time, like for me personally, if I were looking at a picture that had been manipulated in this way, and this is most likely the way that you would go about fabricating an image like this, it's so blatantly obvious when an object is laid over top of an object or, added into a picture. Like there's really nothing you can do in Photoshop to create the depth that was in that original ghost picture. So the shadow man in the original picture captured by Halo Paranormal, I'm like 98% sure that it was a legitimate shadow person. And I mean, I've got some pictures. I honestly, I haven't actually captured any ghost pictures myself, but my team and stuff, like I have pictures that they've all captured. I've never actually got a picture of a ghost myself, though. But shadow people tend to come out as like just voids, just totally dark black voids. They're the strangest of all the paranormal entities when captured in video and on, like in images and stuff. And I'm pretty certain that this was a legitimate ghost. So Rebecca says it looked like a potato with stubby legs. Cardboard, no. Sock, no. Absolutely not. I mean, I feel like I went into as much detail as possible in that video, and you kind of just have to draw your own conclusions from there, obviously. But no, that was, I would just about bet money that was a legitimate shadow person captured in that image.
I would have to agree.
Definitely not like, it wasn't a cardboard cutout. It wasn't anything like that. I mean, you would, like with the Stanley Hotel image that we were looking at earlier, you could see that the cutout was like one dimensional. This thing was like a whole bunch of shades of black. It was so deep. Like there was so much depth to it. It was really crazy. Like the more I messed with it in Photoshop, I was like, this is a really strange anomaly in this picture. It's just like a void, which to me kind of indicates that there's definitely something to it. And I know like you guys may be thinking like, well, didn't you just say like the camera's pointed straight at it, it's centered in. Okay, so here's the thing. And you remember I said earlier that there is a caveat to that. These people are ghost hunters. So when they were on the investigation, I believe Angela Chestnut is the one who captured it. She was continuously shooting photos in every direction. And if I remember correctly, the rest of those photos, like the whole series, was available at the time. And I'm pretty sure I saw those. And she was just shooting from every angle, every direction, which is good because that's like one of the reasons why when you're on an investigation, you want to try to shoot as many pictures as possible is not just for reference with lights on, but you also want to kind of have a series. So like if you do capture something along this, Shadow Man line here, like you'll have a sequence to look at because you might capture an entity in frame 4, but frame 1, 2, 3, and 5 don't have anything in it, but they're all from relatively the same point of view, if that makes any sense. So it's good to always just be continuously shooting.
You said something that's very important if you are an investigator. Always take a set of photos whenever everything is fully lit. Try to get there when the sun is still out so that you can see what shadows are cast by the natural light. And then once the lights are out, once it's not daylight anymore, keep all the lights on, take reference pictures then, and then do your regular investigation in the dark.
Right. You definitely want as many reference photos as you possibly can capture. Sock says, yeah, it's a shadow. It's a shadow person. I mean, I really am almost completely convinced there's absolutely no way. Like, I can't figure out a way that they would have hoaxed that. And also, like I said, the fact that she had the sequence of photos to go along with it was just icing on the cake to prove that it was a legitimate ghost picture. But yeah, we had an investigation one time where there was a lot of electronics in this person's residence. And I mean, just an exorbitant amount of electronics. So things with tiny lights on them, things that, maybe cycled on and off, things that maybe flashed or pulsed. And when because most ghost hunters, for whatever reason, want to turn all the lights off and do like a lights out part of the investigation. I don't think that you always have to do it that way. One of the reasons that ghost hunters do that is because a lot of the equipment that we use tends to function a little better in the dark. And then, of course, there's obviously the theory, which is that, like, ghosts only come out when it's dark and spooky, and ghosts like to come out at a certain time of the night. And, I don't think that you absolutely have to always do it in pitch black darkness. I think some places you can definitely investigate with lights on.
Absolutely.
But early on in my ghost hunting escapades, one thing I learned was that if you shoot, even back in the days when we had like the really cool Sony cameras with the legitimate night vision, like this was military grade night vision that they used to put on Sony cameras. Even when we had that available to us, you would still get trails really bad. And what I mean by trails is obviously, if there's not a lot of light for the camera to see in, it's going to shutter a little slower, even if it's in night shot, even if it's that awesome Sony technology that no longer exists, it shutters slowly. Mm-hmm. And because of that, you're more apt to get blurs, moving trails. We've all seen like the bogey pictures that are popular on like Pinterest and Instagram, and everybody's seen a picture or a video of like traffic moving, and it's like all a blur, like all the headlights and taillights. So you kind of get that trail effect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Or 4th of July with a sparkler.
Yeah.
Set your shutter, your aperture speed.
Yeah.
You can make those neat pictures.
Yeah, exactly. So when it's lights out and you're shooting pictures, you would be surprised how many times you might, once you're reviewing your evidence, you might be like, oh shit, I wish I had a reference photo with the lights on of this room so that I could see, what is this? There's obviously an object here. I would like to compare it to, lights on. You can't trust your memory for things like this is basically what I'm getting at.
I can't trust my memory on a day-to-day basis anymore. So.
I can't. Yeah, no, I can't either. I can't trust my memory for shit. But Sock says, yeah, I'm puzzled thinking, how would I fake that? I really don't think that one's fake. I absolutely believe it.
I don't think you could fake it to that extent without, and even with professional photography equipment, like high cost cameras, I don't think that you could fake something to that extent. I've always been of the mind that when you get evidence and you try to debunk it in every way you can, and you're just left scratching your head more and more each time, then you have evidence,
Mm-hmm.
true, legitimate evidence.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
that's why I approach these videos that we watch, these pictures that we look at, I approach them skeptically because people lie.
mm-hmm.
And people don't know about photography. They don't know how a camera works. They don't know about the long exposure and the aperture and all of this. And if I can help other investigators investigate better and look at things from a different direction, I'm certainly going to.
Yeah.
And I still absolutely believe in the paranormal, even though I am skeptical.
Yeah, and like it's so sad that people in general are not looking at paranormal evidence with like, through a critical scope to kind of find these types of details and to pick out the, what's reality and what is baloney, or
Right.
whatever. Because then when a really good picture comes along, everybody just dismisses it because we're all so used to seeing crap.
Right.
And that's like, it's unfortunate, but it's how it is because too many people are too eager to put something out there that is not paranormal,
Including para-reality producers.
Yeah, I mean, well, they'll outright tell you to fake things, and this
Right.
is something that I've experienced personally a multitude of times. I was actually just talking about this with somebody the other day. There was an investigation down around, I guess I probably won't say like where it is. It was televised, but this was in Kentucky. It was around close to like the Bourbon Trail, probably about, I don't know, 10 years ago now. And they told the guy, they're like, we're going to bring in an object for the investigator to quote unquote discover. Is there like a cool hiding place in the building, that we could put it that, would look good on camera? So when she finds it, you know what I mean? Like that, basically saying like this is the part that's scripted. This is the part that's entertainment only. And he wasn't real happy about it, but I guess he went along with it, whatever, because they'd already filmed the episode for the most part. So there was really no going back on it at that point. So I think they hid like a sword or like a knife or some type of archaic looking weapon on the premises. And then she psychically finds this object and they have this ceremonious removal shot where they take the object out and then she assures him like everything's going to be fine now. We found the object causing the problem. I mean, this is bullshit. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like what I'm telling you right now is 100% all the time totally common with paranormal shows. And it's bullshit. And it shouldn't happen. So it's like why are we allowing, and this is where everything went wrong for the paranormal, is these vultures from like A&E and Travel Channel coming in and saying like, yeah, it's cool that you think it's haunted, bro, but we're going to need to like fix it up a little bit. We're going to need to spice it up. We're going to need, we're going to need a few B-roll shots here to make it even better, to make it, because the paranormal is not interesting enough on its own 100% of the time. They come in and they just shit on everything and then call it a day.
Right.
So anytime, like I can tell you guys right now, anytime that you've ever watched a paranormal reality show and anything like that has ever happened and you're sitting there thinking this is too good to be true, it's because it's bullshit, period. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this because I don't think it matters anymore. But when we filmed that one show that I was supposed to be on,
Mm-hmm.
I heard one of the producers tell one of the team members to fake something. I heard the whole conversation. I don't think I was supposed to hear it. I also saw how the investigator reacted, and I could tell that he was not happy about being told to fake this. Incidentally, we ended up not having to fake. I don't think he even went along with it. I think he just, didn't say anything and blew them off. But then there was something happened shortly thereafter that was kind of weird anyway. So they were able to capture that, and they were pretty excited about it. But I mean, for as long as paranormal investigators and people who are interested in the paranormal are willing to go along with these types of farces, there's really no end in sight for the paranormal community being, just walked on and mistreated and neglected. So I'll get off my soapbox.
No, you're fine. What you're saying is absolutely correct.
It's paranormally correct.
And that's why we're here.
Sock says, oh, that's interesting. Let me put that up on the screen. What's interesting about that too is like there are so many variations of Bigfoot, like just in the United States alone.
Yeah.
Like just different types of creatures with different names, and but kind of all comes back to the same type of creature once it's described by witnesses. Yeah, that's a good point, Sock. Actually, let me pull this up. This is kind of neat. I don't know. These are not cryptid names that I was even familiar with until recently. I don't know if I can pronounce this. Genosqua? Have you ever heard of that?
What was it?
It's spelled Genoskwa. This is another name for a Bigfoot, basically.
No,
And
I've
then
never heard of that.
there's the Gugwe, I think is how you say this one. This one is Gugwe. And again, a Bigfoot type creature with an entirely different name than we're used to hearing. And that's a really good point, Sock, is like there's a multitude of names for one creature. So it kind of makes you feel like maybe that adds a little bit of authenticity to it in a weird way. I got a video here. I don't know if this video is, it's probably not real, but we're going to watch it real quick because I'm interested and I want to see what they say or what claims they make. This is supposedly a mysterious animal corpse that surfaced on the beach in Queensland, Australia. Let's check this out.
Across something weird. This is like one of those things you see when people claim that they found aliens.
I don't see anything.
How weird is that?
Okay, that was quick.
There we go. Okay.
Kind of a little bit gruesome, maybe.
That looks like the Montauk monster.
Could it be a kangaroo?
It could be. It could be.
Yeah.
A desiccated kangaroo.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. I don't know.
Bloated in the heat.
I don't understand why CBS would share this if even I can make an educated guess. They say an alien animal corpse popped up on the beach during a man's walk in Queensland, Australia on March 21st. While many on social media speculated what the weird creature was, local media reported it was likely a waterlogged possum. And if you don't know this, Australia's possum is not the same as America's possum. Two totally different creatures, by the way. So yeah, I
love American possums.
I do too. I love possums from anywhere and everywhere. If it's even remotely possum-like, I love it. I think they're adorable.
Well, they're very cat-like.
They are, yeah. Looks like some people in the comments are definitely convinced that it's a kangaroo. I think it looked like a kangaroo.
I think it did too.
Someone says that the skull wasn't marsupial. I mean, I don't know about skulls. I couldn't tell you one skull from another.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, so definitely not. And see, I don't know, stuff like that. People are like, oh, it's so exciting, it's paranormal. No, it's really not. Don't even share it if it's like if you
Did we
could
ever even find out what the Montauk monster was?
I don't know, honestly. I'm not.
To me, it looked like a raccoon that was desiccated.
Let me pull that up. I feel like, when it comes to potentially cryptid creatures, I'm not a great judge of what is and what isn't. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything about like official decisions on it, but do you have any idea how big it was by any chance?
If I recall, they were saying it was the size of a small dog. And to
Yeah, because
me,
it
it
looks like
looked like a raccoon.
Yeah, it looks like people on like if I just Google it, I'm not going to show it because it's a little bit gruesome and I
Yeah,
laugh
it is a
a
little
little bit.
gruesome.
A lot of people online apparently think that it was a raccoon, like somebody overlaid like a raccoon drawing on top of it.
Hmm.
I can't really tell how big it is or isn't, so I don't know. But it kind of reminds me of a dog, but yeah, kind of like a raccoon too. Ugh, I don't
For
know.
me, it seems like the teeth were more of a giveaway for me.
Yeah,
They looked sharp,
yeah,
like a rodent teeth.
yeah. It very well could have been a raccoon. Very possible.
It was a trash panda.
Oh, that makes me sad. I love raccoons.
I do too, other than the fact they are so destructive.
Yeah, they really are. I had one years ago that would come and get in my trash, and
They're adorable and they're soft.
yeah,
And their little snuggles are so sweet. And their little chittering. But they
yeah.
are so destructive, they will tear your house up.
They'll tear your trash can up too.
Yeah.
I got a live trap and put it out in my yard because my plan was to try to catch him and relocate him. And I was quite surprised to come out of the house in the morning and find the biggest raccoon I've ever seen in my life. He barely fit in the live trap. I have a video of it somewhere. I probably wouldn't be able to find it quick enough to pull it up and show it, but I have it somewhere on one of my hard drives. And this thing was humongous and he was mean. And I fed him Captain Crunch off and on throughout the day. And then I ended up having to just release him back on the same piece of property because I couldn't get him into the car because he was like attacking the cage and stuff. And so, but he never did get in my trash again after I held him hostage for a day. So that was a good thing. That was a plus.
After you held him hostage.
I taught him the lesson of his life.
I would have sat out there and talked to him.
I played with him quite a bit, but God, he was scary. I was afraid to even try to get the cage door open. And in recent times, I've seen people releasing animals back into the wild where they have like shields to go on each side of the door. And I was like, that's what I needed for that damn raccoon was like a shield because I was pretty sure that as soon as he come out that door, he was going to jump on my face and try to kill me. He was so mad. But he calmed down a little bit when I gave him like Captain Crunch, and I think I gave him some Trix cereal. But he really liked the Captain Crunch.
Well, who doesn't?
Yeah, I mean it is pretty delicious. So, I mean, those little hands, they weren't very little. I mean, this was a big ass possum, and he'd pick those little pieces of cereal up with his little hands, and it was just so precious. It was like a little bandito wearing little black gloves, the way that they articulate their hands. I love raccoons. They're adorable.
I do too. And they really are very smart.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But out of all the trash rodents, I think the possum is my favorite.
Yeah.
They're so scared of everything, but they act like they're the bully on the playground.
Yeah.
Come near me and I'm going to mess you up, man. You get too close. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, possums are great. They are great. So there was some footage released recently of a Loch Ness monster sighting. Have you heard about this?
Mm-mm.
I can't find the
I did watch a
video.
recent Loch Ness documentary that I hadn't seen before.
I like Nessie, but I feel like I don't know. There's not enough to go on. There's
If it's in the water, it can stay in the water all it wants.
yeah.
I'm not going to get in the friggin' water. I don't care what it is. It can have the water. I
Yeah,
was meant to be on land.
exactly. We don't have gills. We'll just stay on the
Exactly.
land. Yeah, I don't know. I think Nessie's one of those paranormal cryptid topics that could easily be explained by like, because we've discovered like what 5% of the planet's water.
Yeah.
We've only explored the small percentage. And then like, we've got things like the Mariana Trench where there could literally be an underwater alien civilization and we would never know.
I am going to have nightmares about this.
The Mariana Trench is scary. Let me
It
tell
is terrifying.
you, it really, truly is. It is scary. But I think it's possible that there could be all sorts of water creatures we don't know about. But there's just not enough Nessie evidence. There's never like a good solid video. The original Nessie picture is not that strong of an image. It's pretty easily debunked, and it's one of those pictures where there's a lot of variables. There's a lot of things about it that could make it go either way. And then here we have this. So this is the latest piece of evidence.
How far away was this picture taken from?
Yeah.
Because either that is one huge plesiosaur or that's a boat.
Yeah, it's not a great picture, that's for sure. It really, all we can see is just a line in the water.
The wake. That's all
Yeah.
you can see is the wake. And if that's a wake off of an animal, absolutely it can stay in the water. I'm not going after it. I don't want a perch to brush up against me.
Yeah.
Much less be out there with something that could freaking eat me. No.
Well, let me tell you a little story, speaking of that, since this is really not...
That was a terrible movie, Sock.
God, yeah, that was a bad movie, wasn't it? Oh, man, what a dumb movie. That was a depressing movie, too. It was one of those movies where you watch it and you're like, God, I don't want to be on this planet anymore.
Right.
So the Ohio River, close to where, like, my hometown, I grew up, I was like an Ohio River rat for a long time in Ashland. There's nuclear reactors and the water's always warm. Very scary water. It's very dirty. And it's a very long river. It feeds into pretty much everything else. So lots of potential for there to be terrifying creatures in the Ohio River, right? I have a friend who told me this story about somebody that he knew who was a diver who did like underwater welding. And he said that the guy was under the Ohio River doing a job one time. And, it's dark and it's muddy and it's murky. And the Ohio River is pretty deep in some places. Like, I think there are places where they don't even know for sure how deep it is. Well, obviously that is conducive to ginormous Cthulhu-like creatures. There could be elder gods underneath the Ohio River. We don't know. We don't know. We can't say either way. The guy said that at one point there was something swam past him that was bigger than a car.
Oh, no.
Talk about shitting and getting.
I
That
would learn to fly.
that is, yeah, exactly. That's when you sprout your own rocket and fly the hell out of there. Like get out of the water, just go, just drop your welder and just take the F off because holy cow, oh my god, I would have died right there on the spot. I would have just died. I would have just been like poof, I would have exploded into a puff of confetti and blood, and that would have been the end of it.
No.
Yeah, terrifying.
In the lake that I almost drowned in when I was a child, they have found catfish that are the size of Volkswagens.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
lie. No lie.
terrifying. Absolutely
That
terrifying.
is nightmare fuel. That is nightmare fuel.
Yeah. I mean, even a catfish is scary at a certain size.
And they hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, they're mean little fellers. I mean, there ain't nothing nice about a catfish, so.
I mean, have you ever been finned by one? It
I've
is
heard
unpleasant.
stories.
Then you have to rub its belly on you. And it's just like, oh no. Get away. No, no.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some stories. I've not really ever been one to touch creatures. I don't sweat the petty things and I don't pet the sweaty things. So, but I've heard stories.
There is the Xbox game I've been playing with my best friend since I got bitten. We got to an area that's like the zoo in this Tom Clancy shooter game.
Uh-huh.
And when you go into the very first part of it, you go under this gigantic octopus. And I have to literally close my eyes and run blindly down the path because I can't take it. Meanwhile, he's ahead of me going, you can do this. Come on. You can do this. It's just a video game. It's like, no, it's not. This is nightmares in the making.
Yeah, there's some video games that are like too much. I don't know how I used to do it, but when I was a teenager, I would only play Silent Hill after midnight, and I would turn off all the lights in my room so that it was pitch black dark. And then I would play Silent Hill. And I don't know what the hell was wrong with me because if I had to do that now, I'd just die. I couldn't do it. But I used to enjoy it as a kid. I guess I was a pretty deranged kid. I don't know.
I like
Batman in the museum.
Seriously, it's the worst part of him playing Batman is in, I don't remember which one, but you have to go through the Iceberg Lounge and they have a shark in the lounge. And I was the first one to play through this part, and I almost fell over Graveyard Dead. The controller almost went to heaven because I threw it.
Oh.
There has been one movie in my life that has scared me enough that I enjoyed it and go back to it continuously because it's one of those rare movies that actually scares me. And that's Jaws. And you hardly ever see the shark.
Yeah. Jaws for its time was pretty scary. I mean, it's not as scary nowadays compared to like, because we're all so accustomed to other scarier things. But did you ever play the Jaws video game back in the, what was it, like the late PlayStation, early Xbox days?
No.
That was a pretty wild game.
If it was water-based, I didn't play it.
Terrifying, and that's why it scared the shit out of me. And especially, and I can't remember if it was in part 1 or part 2 because I think there was at least 2 Jaws games. But at one point towards the end of the game, you had to swim straight down into basically the Mariana Trench.
No,
and it was like, honestly, mentioning Silent Hill, it's funny because it was kind of like that one particular hallway in Silent Hill that went on forever, and they did it on purpose to scare the living shit out of you. And so you had to swim and swim and swim straight down, and the light started to fade away until it got pitch black dark, and I would smother every time I had to play that
Be
part.
less detailed, Sarah. Be less detailed.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. I don't
Silent
handle
Hill
water
did not
very
scare me at all.
well.
At
Really?
all. I loved it, except the nurses. Oh, those were. Mm. They do that wiggle as you walk past them. It's like, Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah.
No. Other
Yeah.
than that, the movie or the games did not scare me. They frustrated me to no end because of the puzzles, but they didn't scare me.
Yeah. Yeah, for early PlayStation games, Silent Hill was pretty terrifying at the
Yeah.
time. Nowadays, it probably wouldn't be all that bad. And then, like the old Resident Evil games,
Hmm.
those
I
were,
went back and tried to play the second one not too long ago, and it was like, how did I make it through this the first time?
the
Because
second
this is
Resident Evil.
painful. Yes.
No, Barry, don't open that door. You were almost a
Jill
Jill
sandwich.
Did you know that when Capcom made that zombie game for the Xbox, they put a store in the mall called Jill's Sandwiches? What was it? I've got them. I've got the. Oh, you're a photographer during a zombie apocalypse at a mall. Dead Rising. Dead Rising. Did you ever play that?
Dead Rising.
Yeah, they've made
Sounds
like
familiar.
3 of them or 4. I've got them all. I've got one Dead Rising. I think it was the most recent one. I never played it for some reason. I just never got around to it. But yeah, I always thought that was funny that one of the stores in the mall was called Jill's Sandwiches, which was obviously a reference to Silent Hill or Resident Evil. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is pretty funny. I got another ghost picture that I accidentally found just now, and I think it may be from the same people that we started the stream off with, except this one's a little bit more interesting.
The British people?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me pull this up because I don't know. We're gonna take a close look at it.
You're right, Sock. The music set the scene for all those games.
Yeah.
It was great.
Exactly. The music was good. So this comes from the Cornish Ghost Whisperers Paranormal UK on Facebook. Got something amazing for you all. Real ghost evidence. Hi, everyone. I really want to share this with you. You guys can read that yourself, I guess. So apparently they took this picture 15 years ago and only recently had the pictures developed or whatever.
We're talking about the old man on the right-hand side.
Mm-hmm. So apparently that's a ghost right there.
I mean, that's more believable than the camera in the basement with the cat.
Yeah.
The misty air, I would put on the fact that it's humid.
Yeah. I don't know if they mentioned what they shot this picture with. That might play a little bit of a factor here because it's really blurry. And it looks like, oh, I'd have to take a real long look at these pictures. This is interesting just because of like the resolution, the lighting, like there's a lot going on here, but this is kind of neat. I may have to put this in Photoshop and do like a little video analysis on it.
I'd like to see that because this is an interesting picture other than the condensation. The fogging, I guess you could say the fogging.
Yeah, this is really, I mean, that's...
And it's not just in one photo. That is interesting.
So now I think this is the same picture over and over, but they've put different, they've tried to like change the contrast and stuff, which, you know, that's not really like changing the contrast alone is not enough to show you anything significant about it. But this is pretty interesting. Looks like this is from mid-April. Yeah, I may have to make a little paranormal analysis on this because this is pretty interesting. But, you know, here's another thing, and I hate to be the party pooper. I'm always the party pooper. I'm sorry, but it has to be said. that since this person said that this was 15 years ago, do you know how difficult it is to know, looking at a picture that old, if maybe there was someone in the picture with you? Like
Right.
you wouldn't know. You wouldn't, like, there could have easily just been a person there and this person wouldn't know if the pictures
Right.
are as old as they say. So it very well could just be an old man, you know. But I think we could probably either debunk this or prove that there's some legitimacy to it just by pulling it up in Photoshop. So I'll do that this week sometime. I will look at, I mean, oh wow, there's a lot of degraded pixels. This one's going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. I'll see what I can do, and I'll see if there's any type of information I can give you all on it, because it is an interesting picture. Look at him over there. He's like, hello, friends.
Right.
Hello, everybody.
Are you taking my picture?
What are you whippersnappers doing in here? Can I have a little bite of your Zagnut bar? Do they still make Zagnut bars?
I don't know. I was just thinking, does anybody out of the South even know what that is?
Oh, God.
You can't say we don't have a good time here.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that was an exciting picture. I'm going to save that for later. Let's see. Same camera they use when taking a Bigfoot picture. I mean, you're not wrong, you know.
That's the truth.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's how it always goes, I guess. Let me just click the save post on that so I don't lose it, because I will definitely lose it. All right, save that for later. That's pretty neat. I mean, even if it is an old man, like, he looks a little strange over there. He looks a little underdeveloped in the picture. A little transparent, maybe.
He looks well worn.
Yeah, he's well seasoned. Or seasoned. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Sock says he's never heard of a Zagnut bar.
You poor unfortunate soul.
You know what's funny is I don't think I've ever eaten a Zagnut bar.
I couldn't eat one now.
How come?
It would tear my teeth out.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I ever. No, I'm looking at a picture of. Here you go, Sock. Yeah, pull up a little Zagnut bar picture for you. That's a Zagnut bar. No, I'm pretty sure I've never eaten one. But I don't think I was real big on candy bars. Because these are like an 80s thing, right? Like Zagnut bars
Yeah.
are. Yeah. I remember seeing them, but I just don't think I ever ate one.
For me, it was the whole peanut butter thing. I couldn't get past that.
Oh, peanut butter. The food of the gods.
You're allergic to everything else on the face of the planet.
Except peanut.
You can have peanut butter.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
If I ever develop like a peanut allergy, I'm done for. It's over for
You'll
me.
starve to death.
I will totally die. I'll wither and die. I'll cease to exist. This
We
planet
cannot
is
have that.
Alrighty. Well, I guess we are out of weird pictures and videos for the night. Is there anything else we can
For
talk
this
about?
week. For this week.
Yeah. We'll have I think we'll have some guests coming up soon. We've definitely got Cryptid. Cryptid will be on the stream Saturday, just in case you guys didn't know. Of course they don't know, because actually I shouldn't say that, because Cryptid popped in earlier and said that
he sent you an email, so he might be telling you he can't make it.
yeah, he may not be on Saturday. So I
We will
take
let
that
you know.
back. I I take that back. I'll post it on the Facebook page, Instagram, and in the community post here on YouTube later on and let you guys know if Cryptid can make it. But Cryptid will be on eventually for an interview to talk about his dog man, his cryptid sightings.
We've had a lurker to the videos here lately that we really want to talk to. So if you're lurking tonight, we really do want to talk to you. Send Sarah an email.
Yeah. Yes, dear lurker, please come on the stream. Is anybody lurking right now? Can you give us a sign of your presence? Can you say hello in the chat and let us know if we have any special lurkers tonight?
We like special lurkers.
Oh, Sock, you'll be on the prowl, right? Because it's a Saturday.
Yeah. Be looking for a female Bigfoot out there somewhere.
Yeah, hopefully not.
No, it was a dog man. He's the weekend dog man. Is that right? Did I get that right? Find you a dog girl.
I mean,
sound right.
Yeah, you know.
I hope you get lucky this weekend, Sock.
All of a sudden, the stream becomes a stream about Sock's personal life.
Well, he hasn't kept it a secret.
Touche. Oh,
if you don't know, ParanormalCorrect now has a Discord server, and we would like for you to join us there. So if you check the description of the video, it's listed in there, and we'd like to see you there.
It is. It's in the description, and you guys should come over to the Discord and do things with us. And
you can post pictures. Hi, Matt. I knew you were there.
Lurking. Lurky durky doo.
You can post pictures. You can post videos. You can just chat with us. You do whatever you want.
You can send us nudes.
Within the rules of terms of service, please.
Okay. Oh, so there are terms of, so there's TOS, so no nudes. Maybe, I mean, but still maybe there could be nudes. Who knows? You know, whatever happens in Discord stays in Discord.
Yeah.
Probably not.
You'd have to join us in order to know. We could be lying.
There could be a whole section dedicated to paranormal nudes. I don't know.
Actually, I think we have. Let me see. I think I put that in there. We have all things paranormal: Bigfoot, Dogman, ghost, cryptids, ufology, and legends.
So if you have a picture of Bigfoot naked, that's acceptable, but pictures of yourself naked is not, right?
Right. Yeah, we don't want to see that, please. Please.
Oh, sweet Lord. All the possibilities on Discord, guys. You know you can't resist. Come to the Discord. All right, so yeah, that'll be linked in the description. All of the other stuff is also linked in the description box. Sock, you should come join us over there. It'll be fun. There'll be news of Bigfoot and Dogman. And I feel like I smell a Photoshop project coming on. Maybe we can have a contest in the Discord for whoever can make the best nude Bigfoot picture. No, don't do that. Let's
go
we're going to a dark place right now, okay? Let's
Please don't Photoshop that. We don't want to see it.
I'm gonna Google it instead and see.
Oh God, sir.
See,
there's no telling what you're gonna pull up.
I have a good idea of what to expect, and I'm
abort now.
Oh my God.
Oh my
God. Okay. I think we should call it a night.
I think so too. Quit while we're ahead.
Yeah, definitely. Discord is every what? Wait, what do you mean, Sock? I don't know.
Discord is like a forum, except it's real time. You can chat back and forth. You can have direct messages. as long as you're friends with the person that you're trying to send a message to. You can post pictures, links, music, anything.
Yeah, so basically
you can
just
get-
like a virtual hangout for everybody.
like a behind the scenes peek into everyday.
A peek into a Bigfoot's secret place. Which I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry.
What's wrong with who?
Okay, we're gonna start talking about Bigfoot being naked. Um, I'm just curious. It's just morbid curiosity. Oh, no. I get what you're saying, Sock. It's like it's an all the time. It's like just a forum, basically. I don't know. Rebecca could probably explain it better than I can. It's not like an event, like a live stream or anything like that. It's just like a hangout, pretty much. Right, Rebecca? Rebecca. She's gone. She disappeared on me again. Yeah, so it's just like a forum. I don't know if you've ever used like Reddit or anything, but it's kind of similar to that, I guess. Um, but yeah, I think, if you guys use it and you want to come hang out with us, and maybe like if you guys have like any paranormal evidence that you want an analysis of, like maybe something that you would want to share with me or Rebecca, but you don't necessarily want it to be in a video on YouTube, you could definitely send it through the Discord. And we could just talk privately, like if you have any pictures or videos or even audio, although I'm not the best with audio. But I don't know where Rebecca went. I think the aliens got her. Uh, she just sent me a message and said, "Don't get abducted by aliens." So I guess, does that mean that she's not coming back? Rebecca, where did you go? Guys, I think she's gone forever. The aliens got her for sure. We'll give her just a second, see if she comes back. But let's see. So I guess that's about all. Sorry, tonight's stream is just kind of off. I've just been kind of off today. Like I've had a really rough couple of days or like a couple of weeks, and I have just been all over the place mentally and emotionally. And so hopefully tonight's stream was still enjoyable. Hopefully, you enjoy the pictures or the analysis or whatever. And definitely go back through some of my older videos if you haven't seen them, especially you, Sock. If you haven't watched some of those, you should definitely check them out because I put in a lot of work on those, and I think there's some pretty good quality content there, especially when it comes to like photo analysis and video analysis. Let me just message her and see if she's coming back because I don't want to end the stream without her. Hang on. Tonight's just been an off night, but still, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna give her just a second to see if she can come back in before we close out for the night. Oh, another thing I want to let you guys know is if you missed the Dogman interview with John's Dogman sighting story from last week, if you didn't get to see that, I've got an edited version because there were some problems with oh, okay. So yeah, so Rebecca can't come back. She has officially been abducted by aliens. I do have an edited version coming of that, and I should be able to post that like tomorrow or the next day or something like that. Yeah, jump in the Discord, Sock. I think it'll be really fun. Too lazy to watch things. Okay, well, at least go click the like button on them. You could at least do that, right? Oh, wow. Rebecca is getting a storm right now. That's probably why. But yeah, anyway, short version of that video is coming. I'll probably post it over on the Facebook too. And I guess that's all for tonight, guys. Sorry if I was a little off my game, a little bit tired, just having a little bit of a rough patch. But anyway, I look forward to seeing you all back here Thursday. We'll have something really cool going on Thursday night, so definitely tune in for that. And then we do have a stream, an interview with Cryptid coming up very soon. So stay tuned for that as well. And until next time, guys, don't get eaten by Dogman and don't get abducted by aliens. And I will see you all later. Bye bye.